Veerabhadra, the most frightening, terrifying aspect of Lord Shiva, when he is in a state of uncontrollable anger. Why did Shiva unleash his wrath? What made him so furious? Let's find out. The story begins with the marriage of Sati, the daughter of Prajapati Daksh, with Lord Shiva. Sati is in love with Shiva, but Daksh disapproves of him. He sees Shiva as an ascetic with unwashed matted hair, living in the barren ice-cold surroundings of Mount Kailash. Daksh arranges a swayamvar for Sati, where his daughter can choose to marry the man of her choice, but deliberately does not invite Shiva. Instead, he keeps a statue of Shiva near his door like a doorkeeper to show his utter disdain for him. But Sati goes and puts the garland around Shiva's statue, who then manifests himself, and they get married. Sometime after the marriage, Daksh hosts a major yagya or religious ceremony, to which all the gods and goddesses are invited except Lord Shiva. Sati, on hearing about this, is extremely upset with her father's hatred for her husband. She goes all by herself to ask Daksh why he hates Shiva so much, ignoring the Lord's request not to do so. At the yagya, Daksh says some very hurtful things about Shiva in the presence of all the guests. Sati is shattered on hearing her own father insult her beloved Shiva in this manner. Unable to bear the humiliation, Sati, who is an aspect of Adi Shakti, the supreme mother goddess, immolates herself. Adi Shakti now appears in her true, divine form and warns Daksh of dire consequences. Lord Shiva, through his yogic powers, immediately realizes what has happened to his beloved Sati and is overcome by grief. Soon, his grief is replaced by an intense, uncontrollable anger. Lord Shiva pulls out a lock of his matted hair and slams it on the ground, creating Veerabhadra, a frightening, terrifying aspect of himself, powerfully built, with red eyes blazing in anger, long, thick matted hair and dark skin. Shiva orders Veerabhadra to destroy Daksh and his yagna. Accompanied by Shiva's ganas or attendants, Veerabhadra marches into Daksh's palace and causes extensive damage. Then, he beheads Daksh and throws his head into the sacrificial fire. Veerabhadra's fury is so terrifying that he becomes a threat to all creation. The gods plead with Lord Shiva for mercy, after which he calms Veerabhadra down. He goes to Daksh's palace, where his widow, Prasuti, begs Shiva to forgive Daksh. Lord Shiva, the all-forgiving, brings Daksh back to life, but with the head of a goat, since his head has been destroyed in the sacrificial fire. In some versions of this story, Veerabhadra is associated with the planet Mars, also called Mangal or Angaraka. The Veerabhadra aspect of Lord Shiva is worshipped in western and southern India as a protector against evil forces. Perhaps the best-known temple of Veerabhadra is the Shri Veerabhadra Swamy Temple in Lepakshi, in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh, which is also famous for the hanging pillar. This is the story of Veerabhadra, born from Lord Shiva's wrath.